Maybe you've had this dream. Jump on a motorcycle, leave everything, see the country. Meet my guest, Kim Umanos, and the Mid-City Riders. They dreamed about it, and they did it. This episode is about their trip and what it's like to be on a trip like this. And I hope it will inspire us all to follow our own dreams. This is the Everyday Brilliance Podcast. I'm your host, Kim Soucek, and my guest today is Kim Umanos with the Mid-City Riders.
So, Kim, it's so wonderful to see you. So, you're on a motorcycle trip. Okay, so would you start with that? Just describe your motorcycle trip, where you started and where you're going to end up, or kind of what you're going to go through.
Okay, well, Friday at 11 o'clock, we left Weatherford, Texas, heading to South Dakota. We did stop in Oklahoma City, and we spent the night there, met up with the rest of the group there, and really embarked on our journey, on our 8-day journey at that point. And so we, our first leg of the trip was to Kearney, Nebraska, and that was about 452 miles that day. And then the following day, we rode from Kearney, Nebraska to Deadwood, but we visited Chamberlain, South Dakota to visit the statue there, which is a 50-foot statue of a Plains Indian woman holding a star-shaped quilt. It's just beautiful. So we stopped there and then headed on into Sturgis and went to Full Throttle Saloon and then on into Deadwood, where we stayed 2 nights. And we left Deadwood this morning, visited Devil's Tower, and where tomorrow we're going to visit the Grand Tetons.
And you stopped in Thermopolis and saw me.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Okay, so when you're going to be one day in the Tetons and then go from there to Green Valley?
Green River. Green River. We'll be spending the night in Green River. And then that following morning, we're going to head south into Colorado, where we'll be spending an additional night, and then riding the $1 Million Highway down through Silverton, Durango, going all the way down into Albuquerque, and then shooting across on 20 to Santa Rosa, New Mexico. And Santa Rosa will be Friday evening, and we'll spend the night there. And then it's about 492 miles home from that point, and I'll be just driving it straight home early in the morning because it's really hot in Texas right now.
So you've escaped the heat for 8 days?
Yeah, it's just amazing weather up here. It was a little warm today around Thermopolis and 10 sleet, but for the most part, the weather's been between the 60s and upper 80s and really couldn't have asked for anything better.
Right. And just for anybody to know, it's mid-July. We're in mid-July.
And it was 108 in Weatherford today with the heat index was 117. So we were really, really glad we weren't there.
Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty brutal for Texas. Did I interrupt you? I didn't mean to. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. I was just going to say, riding a motorcycle with that type of heat it's very hard on your body because it's like you're riding into a blow dryer.
Okay.
And it just dehydrates you, and it's really dangerous.
Okay.
But that's all I was wanting to say.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. I hadn't thought about that. I was going to ask you about gear because logistics and gear, because, I'm thinking you might encounter rain, colder temperatures, whatever. So how do you plan for a trip like this?
Well, you've got to know where you're going and the altitudes and everything, and you've always got to plan for wet weather. So most experienced riders have rain gear on their bikes. I did not carry any leathers for cold weather gear. I knew it would be chilly this time of year up in the mountains. So I just brought a long sleeve jacket, and I have a heated jacket liner that I can plug in to my bike. and it'll keep me warm. And then some bikes have heated seats and heated handlebars or heated grips. And I have both of those items on my bike. So I'm a little spoiled to it.
Pretty cushy. Okay. And so today, you've got five guys in your team plus you, 6 together, right?
There's 5 of us today.
Okay, sorry, 5 total. I was trying to add myself in there. 5 total. Okay. So you're in the first position and the guys are in positions behind you. So what does the position of where the bike is mean for the team?
Okay. The first position is the road captain. That's generally the person that has planned the trip, and they're the boss.
Okay.
So to speak. Our ride is an enjoyment motorcycle riding club. We're not like an MC where we have all these rules and stuff like that. But I'm the road captain. The gentleman that was right behind me, he's the founder of the group, actually, and he also leads rides, just not this one. And he is our official photographer, and that is Joe.
Okay.
And then the other position that's very important is the tail gunner, and that's the last person that's in the group. That's the person that's the last bike in the entire group, because that person will radio to the person in the front if there's a problem in the back, if something is happening behind him that I need to be aware of. And we wear headsets so we can communicate to each other. Just make sure that we're all in the know of what's going on.
That's pretty handy if everybody's with their helmets all have the radio connectivity there.
We do. Got 3 of us with the radio headsets and all the Honda Gold Wings. I ride a Victory, and the other gentlemen that are riding with me on this trip, they have Honda Gold Wings, and they all have CBs, so they can talk to each other. If they want to talk mean about me, they can just talk on their CBs, and then I won't hear it. So,
you know how we all get tired of the leader. Sometimes you're being bossy. So some awesome views, and I'm hoping that maybe y'all could share some of the pictures or something, and we could put them in here periodically on whenever you're talking about different places that y'all been, we could show some of the little bit of the video or a couple pictures. If
I can do that.
You're the leader. You're the boss. Awesome. Okay. Well, tell me a little bit about the club.
Okay. Our riding group is the Mid-Cities Riders, and the group was formed in 2019 by Joe DePucci, who is the person that was behind me. Our official videographer, photographer extraordinaire, I call him. He lives in the Mid-Cities. He lives in North Richland Hills. And so that's how the name came about. And our riding club accepts all different types of riders, all skilled riders, though. You've got to be a skilled motorcycle rider to ride with us, because we take long trips like this, and a lot of it's intense. You got to be able to ride long distance. The group is just a group of men and women who love to ride, who love to travel. But it's just a group of people that like to ride. And that's the main thing. And that's one of the main rules. It's like, you've got to at least ride with our group within the first 6 months of joining our group, or you're not going to be part of our group anymore, because you've got to ride.
Right.
So, and that's the whole purpose of this group, is to get out, see things, get out and explore our beautiful country. There's so much to be seen in the United States. What we've seen so far: Mount Rushmore, Crazy Horse Memorial, Needles Highway, just the area around Deadwood, Spearfish Canyon. Oh my goodness, Chamberlain, South Dakota, where that statue is, Devil's Tower up in Wyoming. And now we're heading down to the Grand Tetons, seeing the beautiful river gorge between Thermopolis and Riverton, Wyoming this afternoon. It was breathtaking. Being able to see it on a motorcycle, being able to smell the scents in the air as you ride, it enhances all of your senses, and it's just an amazing feeling. People are so kind. I mean, we've had a great experiences with the locals on our trip so far. I mean, it's just been great. We stopped at this gas station. I think it's in Taylor, Nebraska. There's this really neat gas station, a little Phillips 66, old gas station. And we were all, lining up, and a truck came by, and then they backed up and they go, "Would you like us to take your picture?" So we were able to get a group picture and everything. It was so cool.
Wow,
It was
that
just
is
nice.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people just stopped helping and just
right,
super kind. Yeah.
right. Oh, that's pretty neat. Will you tell us a little bit about you and how you got into motorcycles?
Okay. Well, I'm 52 years old. I live in Weatherford, Texas, and it's really interesting. There are two ladies I worked with when I was a consultant at a tolling agency in North Texas. And these ladies both had motorcycles, and they would talk about their experiences on their bikes. And they were excited to show me their bike when they would ride to work. I told my husband at the time, I said, "Honey, I'm going to buy a motorcycle. Will you teach me how to ride it?" And that's how it all got started. We went out and picked out a small CC motorcycle, small motor, motorcycle, about 900, Suzuki. And that's what I cut my teeth on, learning how to ride and riding short distances, riding through town, getting my sea legs about me, if you will. And then I stepped up to a bigger motorcycle, and it just seems like they keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger as I move along. I'm on my fourth bike now. So I've been riding since 2008. I did sell my bike in 2013, and I took a 6-year hiatus. So I started riding 2008, rode for 5 years, had a 2-year-old child, and decided to spend that time raising my child. Then I had another child. So that's where that 6-year hiatus came. And then in 2019, I bought my third motorcycle. So I started riding again in 2019 and never looked back. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
go ahead. Go ahead. Finish that. Yeah.
Miles a year on my bike.
How many?
15,000
Whoa. When do
miles
you
per
wear
year.
out a bike? How many miles does it take to wear out a bike?
Well, some victory owners have stated that they've gone 300,000 miles on a motorcycle. I don't think that is the norm. I would probably be looking to trade at about 100,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And then I
Yeah.
noticed you say that's a humongous amount of miles. That first leg of the trip was 452 miles. So like how many
Uh-huh.
hours would that roughly be 8 hours or so?
Well, you have to factor in stops. Depending on the age group that's riding with you, you may have to stop more frequently to stretch, get up, walk around. You've got to get fuel. Our fuel tanks for the Honda Gold Wings and the Victories, I can go about 250 miles on a tank of gas. But I stop at about every 100 miles. Stop, fill up, stretch, get refreshment, get a drink, and then move on. So a 450-mile day might take, oh gosh, it took us 11 hours, but we did stop and sit down and eat.
Okay.
These are 11, 12-hour days that we're doing out here on the road.
These are serious trips. Like you were saying, you've got to have real serious experienced riders. This isn't a weekend warrior occasional thing at all.
No, it's not something that if you're just an occasional rider and you haven't ever experienced a long trip, I'm not saying don't do it, but start off small and work your way up
to it. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. So, what is it like to go on one of these trips with everybody? It seems like it's a lot of fun, but
You've got a lot of dynamics with the group. I mean, you've got the comedian who is Joe. I mean, Joe keeps us in stitches. You have the serious one, Rodney, who's in the back, and he keeps you all straight. And then you've got the people in the middle that are there just for the pure enjoyment of riding. So you've got a great group of people who get along. We've been friends for years. For what, the last 3 or 4 years I've known these folks. You get to know them pretty well, especially riding with them this way. So you're just out for the pure enjoyment of seeing the sights and enjoying the ride, banking in the curves. I mean, I'm a adrenaline fanatic. I might be, or an adrenaline addict, if that's what that is. I like taking curves a little fast. I like leaning into it and seeing if I can scrape my floorboards. But it's just so much fun.
And you feel pretty safe with each other in numbers, and you've got each other, you're looking out for each other, you're a team.
Absolutely. When you ride with a group for so many years, there's trust and respect for each other. You know that they've got your back and you've got theirs, and they're going to take care of you. They're familiar with your riding pattern and your riding style, and that means a lot.
Okay.
Because they can anticipate what you're going to do and how you're going to react to it.
Okay. So if they thought you didn't like curves, for instance, they would take that curve a little easier, or know that you needed a little bit more time, or something, if it was a real curvy road. Or is that an example?
If I'm leading a ride and I know somebody doesn't like to take curves as fast as I do, I always tell them, ride your own ride. Ride it to your comfort level. I might pull away from you where I might be going fast and pull away from you, but I'll wait for you in the straightaway. So there's no sense in endangering yourself to try to keep up with me.
Okay.
So usually people that ride slower around curves, we put them towards the back.
Right.
That way they hinder the people who want to go a little bit faster in the curves. And those folks are in the front.
Okay. But everybody kind of gets to do it at their pace, and you're watching out, and the tail gunner's making sure everybody gets through.
Absolutely. Okay. And they're communicating with me.
Okay. Oh, that's really lovely. Okay. And we talked about logistics, but I noticed you said you had to wash some clothes tonight too. So you have to pack for this, and you get check into your hotels and stuff. And so, do you got to wash clothes every couple of days, or how do y'all normally plan this?
Actually, it depends on how big your bags are. Whether or not you got to wash clothes. Some folks didn't have to wash clothes tonight because they were a little bit more strategic in their packing than I was. I like to make sure I have clean clothes, particularly underwear. And it's like, oh, I didn't pack enough. And so I had to wash clothing.
Okay, which is an easy enough thing to do. Okay, so food, water, potty break, sleep, washing clothes, any other logistic things that you have to look at?
The planning before the trip even starts. I'm mapping out routes. I'm mapping out fuel stops, places, points of interest, places where the team might want to go and see. What highway do I want to take? How far between fuel stops is there? There was one stretch in Nebraska. We went 2 hours because we decided not to take up a fuel stop at this one place. And it was another hour before we found another place, and people were getting worried. So it was a little scary.
Right.
You go to bike and it's like, okay, we're getting to that low level of fuel that we may have not been so comfortable with. You've just got to be careful. You've got to know your bike, know how far what your range is. Google Maps is really good with the fuel stops. You can look up all your gas stops. It's a lot easier to plan using Google Maps. That's what I use.
Okay. And I noticed today I sent you to the wrong gas station, and the next one had the fuel you needed. So how often is that a problem?
We have been noticing on this trip that a lot of them are just out of gas, or just out of service for premium unleaded is what 91 octane up here. So it's 93 in Texas, but premium up here is 91. There's a lot of places that just don't carry it, or they've run out and they haven't gotten their supplier to deliver it yet.
So we talked about your leadership. You were at the front of the line, and so you explained about the planning and making sure everybody gets there. Is there anything that are part of the duties, responsibilities that we might have left out?
You just have to make sure that everybody makes it safely on the trip. We had a little incident yesterday where a bike fell over somebody, and you can suggest going to the doctor, but it's up on them to actually act and do so. Fortunately, that person was not injured, just has a sore foot. So we are really blessed for no injuries, really no true injuries yesterday on that. But the main goal of the road captain is make sure that everybody leaves on the trip and returns home safely to their family. So that's what I think my duty is as a road captain.
And making it enjoyable by all your planning, it sounds like.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, back home, you got two boys, right?
I do.
Two boys. How old are they?
I have Mason, who is 12, and Peyton, who will be 9 on August 1st. I had one at 40 and one at 43. So that they're at home, they're with their father this month. And so this is the month of riding the heck out of my motorcycle. I also have a boyfriend back home who's very supportive of my riding, and he rides as well. And just a good person altogether.
Now, do you ever get him on, what kind of bike do you have again? And do you ever get him to ride it?
I I have a Victory Vision Tour. He rides a Harley. And the only time he has ever ridden my motorcycle was when I was not able to ride my bike because I had back surgery and I had to get oil changed on it. And so he was a good sport and rode my bike. Of course, he rode back roads so nobody would see him, but that's all.
I think I think I've seen a picture of that on your Facebook or something.
I got him back on the Victory. Absolutely.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Well, I know you've had a big long day and you've got several more days. So I really only have two more questions for you. One is, if somebody was very interested in this, what do you suggest, are some ways that they could find out about motorcycles, motorcycle trips, getting involved, whatever. And I realize this club may be a little bit past somebody that's just getting interested, but
For entry level, somebody who has not ridden before and they're interested in possibly, getting their motorcycle endorsement, take a motorcycle safety foundation course. You can Google it, and they are all over the country. It's a course where they'll teach you the safe operation of a bike and how to handle it safely. And the bikes are really lightweight. They're easy to handle. And one, that is your driven part of your motorcycle test. So that will help. And it also helps you with your insurance. Another tip is to not just pick a bike for their name, try out all the different brands of motorcycles that are out there. Of course, there's Harley. Everybody wants a Harley. I'm probably going to get shot by all my friends who own Harley. A Harley may not be right for you.
somebody's got to say it.
I cut my teeth on a Suzuki. That was my first bike. My second bike was a Yamaha Roadstar. That was a 1600. My third bike was a Yamaha Stradliner. That was a 1900. And now I'm on a Victory. You got to find the bike that fits you best. There's the Hondas are great bikes. I mean, there's so many great options out there. Don't just get stuck on a label.
Mm-hmm.
Test drive all of them. You can go and get test drive once you get your motorcycle license.
Oh.
Yeah, once you get your motorcycle license, you can test drive a motorcycle at a dealership. Try it out, see if it fits you right. See if you can plant your feet flat-footed on the pavement while you're sitting on the bike. If you're tiptoeing, you don't have control of that motorcycle when you're stopped. So there's a lot of little bits of information that will help you gain the confidence of being a good rider if you just follow those little steps. Motorcycle Safety Foundation, test drive everything out there to see what bike fits you best, are the best notions I can give you, and just don't hold back. I mean, if you're interested in riding a bike, go for it, because you'll never regret it. It's so much fun.
You know, I was just talking with you about lunches. I've got my interest now, but you know, people are going to ask about safety on them. So,
well, the thing is about safety is that when you're on your motorcycle, you have to pretend that everybody in a car is out there to kill you. Everybody is after you. You've got to watch all the cars and anticipate what they're going to do. I've had some close calls, but being proactive and being very defensive in my driving habits has helped me.
Okay.
Stay.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. And then my final question is, if you can kind of compare, because was a long time ago when you first started riding, but you know, like, what's it done for you? What's it like for you? What's it done for you? You know, what would you say it means to you?
Riding a motorcycle is a hobby of mine. It's a passion. It's a love. It's a confidence builder. It is empowering, the ability to just ride open air, being able to experience the sights, the smell, the sounds of everything that you would not hear if you were in a car. It's just empowering. That's my buzzword for tonight. It is empowering.
Lovely.
And it's something that you're not going to regret doing if you go for it. And I think you need to go for it, Kim. I do.
I'm kind of thinking so too. But I'll probably do it and not tell my mother. At least for a while.
I'm the only bike in my family, so you would not be the only one.
How funny. Okay. I just appreciate your time today. It was just lovely to get to see you in Thermopolis. You know, we're both from Texas, and you know, our paths just crossed, and it was wonderful. And to get to meet your team, for y'all to take time out to visit with me. And then this, because I know you need to get some rest. You've got a big long day tomorrow. But thank you so much. You know,
Kim, it's such a pleasure, and I'm glad that we've connected again. And gosh, when you go motorcycle shopping, you'd better call me.
I will.
Get y'all all suited up.
Okay.
Okay.
It takes us a minute.
Okay, no problem. Okay, what kind of bike do you got?
Honda Goldwing 2015.
Nice.
GL 1800.
Nice,
Blow the balls off a charging Rhino at 50 paces.
Comfortable, right?
Oh yeah.
Look at this little armrest.
You than me. 'Cause I disconnected the intercom.
Oh.
She yells in my ear. I'm like,
Lovely, lovely. Do you have a name for your bike?
Yeah, Twos.
Twos. Hey, Twos.
Oh, John Matuzak, number 72, the old Oakland Raiders.
There you go.
Back in the day, the glory days, the 1970s.
And you're the team photographer?
I just carry a camera.
He's the founder of the Mid-Cities Rider.
Oh, he's the founder and
This
photographer.
camera I'm going to show you takes really good pictures.
Okay.
I'll have Kim mail it to you.
Okay, great. Okay, Joe. All right. Oh, look at these like overachievers already dressed up, suited up. He's ready to go.
You gotta be ready. Kim, leave us.
Kim,
Ready
she
to go gambling.
cracks the. Oh, you're gonna go gambling. Okay, so what do you have here?
It's a Goldwing
Okay.
1800,
Okay.
2016.
2016. So Gold Wing must be a pretty popular one. Okay, and your name for the record? Rick. Okay, Rick. Does your motorcycle have a name?
It does not.
Oh, we'll have to name her. Okay, give me the same stats, please.
2013 Goldwing, been riding about 5 years. Got 87,000 miles on the bike,
Wow.
and her name is
Nobody was behind you making fun. Just
and her name is Lady Gray.
Lady Gray. Wow. That's gorgeous. Okay. All right. And your name for the record?
Rodney.
Rodney. Okay. All right. Hi.
Are you with this wild team here?
I am.
Are you just tagging along, or are you actually associated with them?
Yeah, associated.
Okay.
They're a pretty good little group. Been with them for about 2 years.
The name of the group?
Mid-Cities Riders.
Mid-City Riders out of Texas.
Out of Texas.
Okay. And what's the name of your bike?
Gold Wing.
Gold Wing.
I go through so many of them, I don't name them.
So Gold Wing must be the bike to have.
It is.
Okay. And your name?
I'm Paul.
Paul. Okay. Wow. These are nice bikes, you guys. Very nice.
Ultimate touring machine. Yes.
Ultimate touring machine. Okay. Wow. All right. Last but not least, look at this pretty lady. Okay, Kim.
All right.
Give me your lowdown on your bike.
My lowdown. This is Gertie.
Gertie? How did it get a name like that?
Because she's got girth.
Girth, I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, she's 969 pounds full of fuel.
Okay.
It's a 2011 Victory Vision Tour.
Oh, you don't have the same kind of bike. Oh, I like that.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And where are y'all headed after this?
We are headed to the Wind River Casino and Hotel for the night, and then the Grand Tetons tomorrow morning.
And then you're going to start south?
And then we're heading south, and we'll be staying down in Green River, Wyoming for the night. And then the following night, Ouray to do the $1 Million Highway.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Going down through Silverton, Durango.
Okay, and then back to Texas?
And then back to Texas.
Any other stops between Ouray and Texas that are mentionable?
Just Santa Rosa, just for the night to break up the trip.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna try my best to get there tonight.
Okay, girl.
Okay. So I'm gonna try to get in front of you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
That's perfect.
All right.
We'll wait a few minutes.
Okay. Thanks. All right. It was awesome. I hope I see y'all tonight.
Me too, girl. Bye, you
Yeah, just in case.
Just in case.
Love it. I know.
Be safe.
Okay, hon. Oh.
You can't just hug one of us.
Okay.
You can't just hug one of us.
All right.
Nice
Don't
meeting
run it.
you.
Nice meeting you too. Okay. Bye, you guys.
Here I go again, running for my freedom, chasing tomorrow like the world might end. Here I go again, crying and I'm dying, hoping and groping, same lesson again. Maybe I'll do different this time. I'll learn to love myself and make you walk that line. Freedom has no price, but it ain't free. Gotta trust and love myself, the greatest mystery. But there you go again, running for your freedom, chasing tomorrow like the world might end. And there we go again, fleeing from the feeling, running and gunning, safe places we've been. Maybe we'll do different this time. We'll learn to love ourselves that line. Freedom has no price, but it ain't free. Gotta trust and love ourselves, the greatest mystery. Here I go again, changing and I'm growing, never knowing where I'm going, where this road will end. And there you go again, running for your freedom, chasing tomorrow like the world might end. Special thanks to Kim Umanos and the Mid-City Riders. This episode is dedicated to motorcycle safety awareness. Watch out for those motorcycles. There is a life riding on it. To help support this podcast, hit the like button, subscribe and share, and leave me a note in the comments. If you enjoyed this music video, check out Kimmer and the Lab Pack. The song's called Different This Time. It's now on 32 platforms including YouTube Music, Spotify, and Amazon. And thank you for listening in to the Everyday Brilliance podcast.